This is Seven Crescent. Pretty amazing and decent. Play PS5. Is it PS5 or PS4? I don't know. Seven Crescent, freehold status, $5.18 million. This is like a hybrid landed kind of model. When you own a pure landed, you own a structure as well. Everything is on you as the owner. When you own a hybrid version, which is a strata cluster house at Seven Crescent, this of course is taken care of by the MCST. And of course, in exchange for that, that's just the same model as all condominiums, whereby MCST takes care of all external maintenance, including your 30-meter slab pool, security, CCTV throughout. There are only 14 units here, sitting on a 33,000 square feet land plot, which is pretty amazing and decent. Usually when you go for a strata kind of project, you'll find that they become a little bit more condensed. It seems that a lot of houses are sticking to one another. Just have a look at across the pool. The distance to the next home is quite far. The facade is beautiful. For level 2, that is your master room facing towards the pool. There's this external privacy screen over here. And it's very quiet because this is the Mountbatten area, the Meyer area, the Wilkinson area. Just right towards that direction, there's the 500 meters walk towards Tanjong Katong MRT station. Of course, if you go to the other side, that's already towards the Meyer zone. And this entire belt is what we call the Meyer zone that's facing towards the seafront. When you head upwards, predominantly large-scale detached and semi-D homes, very little kind of like concept compared towards like the Katong Juchet region that's a little bit more boutique projects, inter-terraces, semi-Ds, that's all mixed because there's a mixed landed zone. Here, these are predominantly large-scale landed properties. Now, to find this project here is quite a rare gem because the very fact that this project was completed in 2014, and I think in terms of the concept, firstly, you have this high ceiling volume kind of height that you can really feel is about 3 over meters, and then at the same time, the width is fantastic. So compared to a couple of inter-terraces, you can feel that the width is about the same. I like the depth as well, and for the very fact that when you own a strata landed property, your car porch doesn't eat into the space on level 1. So basically, your cars are parked on the basement level. You can park 2 cars each. Security, you can have your own remote to come back. There's also a security post right there. And then when you come back to level 1, this is what you see, because when you look outwards, it just feels so serene to have this nice view. People walking past can't really see into like your main living hall. Now, living hall, fantastic. You have like a half level upwards. This half level is where your guest powder room is, and of course that's the bathroom that your guests can use. Now I want to show you the back first. So at the back, as you come towards this area, when you come here, you see that it's nicely planted with a lot of rows of trees. So when you come back, this is basically your side setback. So all these are detached cluster. There's no like shed kind of party wall. You do have like an airwell zone here that brings light into all your different levels. And then of course, as you look down, there's actually your basement level. Now towards the front, there's the space that our homeowners actually put in their barbecue pits. They put in some of their own stuff. There's an awning that's already done. At the front, there's also awning. So if you're hosting, you can open up this entire glass panel. You can just fold them all the way towards the end and then pull out your awning. You can just host people all the way into the night. Now we're going to talk a little bit about finishes. Your living dining room is done with horn beige marble. The patio is done with texture beige granite. Kitchen, of course, will be homogeneous tiles. Family bedroom floorings, there are timber strips. All the rest of the bathrooms, polished marble, horn and texture grey granite. So once you come up to level 2, this is the largest 4-bedroom layout type in the Seven Crescent. And in terms of renovation, it was just done about 4 years back. And then this is the hidden powder room for your guests. And then as you head up towards level 2, and then as you head in here, now this is your master. As mentioned, the size is 4,639 square feet. You have 4 different levels. You have basement level, level 1, level 2, and then level 3, which is the attic level. But the important thing is that if you notice, the privacy screen is a very good addition. It gives you that privacy that you want for your master room level. And then of course, this entire room is being combined like a hotel concept. Look at this entire stone, very, very beautifully done. You have, of course, a combination of like dressing area, and then your sink, and then like a separation in terms of WC as well as your standing shower. 3 open panels with glass, and then of course additional storage space right here for your wardrobe space, king bed, and the feel is that this entire level 2 belongs to you. So importantly, when we come to this Mountbatten zone, I think any landed property that you want to touch, it starts from $7 million for some of the semi-Ds here, which belongs to the versions that you either have to do massive renovation A and A, or maybe you might have to tear down and rebuild. If you look at inter-terrace in the entire D15, the only landed properties that still perhaps at the low $4 million will be at Opera Estate, which is at the other side. There is a clear segregation in terms of the landed cluster here because there's different preferences. But then when you talk about Mountbatten-Wilkinson-Meyer, this zone is considered a very, very prestigious zone right here because the landed property prices here are very different. When you compare across the strip of D15, which of course D15 is a very popular district address, this particular zone within Mountbatten is even more popular and more precious in the sense that it's not easy to get like a landed property here because a lot of people don't want to sell. The inventory is extremely low. But if you get this strata cluster freehold status at $5.18 million, this is a good entry price into this zone. And also comparing the entire D15 strip, inter-terraces now minimally $4.5 million for the older inter-terraces, freehold status as well, but then you might have to add in renovation $1 million or A&A or rebuild it at $1.5 to $2 million, bring your total to $6 million. This is something that you don't have to spend a single cent. You can just come in straight on, move in straight, save time. And later I'm going to break down some further numbers for you, but let's hit upstairs. So this is the second bedroom, and of course currently is meant as like a kid's room or teenager's room. So you have like a loft version here to head upstairs. There's space for queen bed for you, and then this entire level, the ceiling height is pretty good as well. And you have your own ensuite version, full-on marble kind of materials. Ceiling height is great as well. There's pretty high ceiling throughout, and in terms of this space, it's extremely cozy. Wardrobe space, 4 panels. You also have some open shelvings, and importantly, the amazing thing is that at the back, you don't get like a super huge landed house that's facing towards your house. So if you look towards here, there's some clearance here, greenery, some trees as well. Our clients actually like fully renovated it 4 or 5 years ago. And technically, if you love the taste of it, you just come in really with a luggage. And so you're buying this with the renovation that is built in. That was not something that's like 10, 15 years ago. So in terms of the carpentry work, the workmanship, it is still very, very durable. The third bedroom here, also extreme high ceiling height. This is attic level. You have like the space in terms of this very, very squarish dimension that you would love to have. And then as you head in, your own ensuite, also with a skylight over here as well. And then of course, when you can open up to your direct balcony on your attic. So if you were to talk a little bit about all those high rise over here, let's say for example, if you're hunting for like a 4-bedder with some of the freehold status in D15, I'll start with Continuum first. Continuum, minimally you need to have at least $4 million to get like a 4-bedder, 1,000 over square feet. You have Meyer Blue, you have Amber House, you have the latest one, Arena East Residences. Everything is at $4 million for basically a 4-bedder onwards, depending on whether it's a 4-bed premium, 4-bed compact. But the key thing is that PSF is not low for D15. PSF is naturally towards 2009, 3000 PSF. In terms of PSF for this, at 5.18, Quantum versus like a condo 4-bedder seems pretty near as well. It's not so close in terms of quantum, but the PSF is a huge difference because this is 4,639 square feet. Of course, that includes your basement, it includes your car park space, but these are all your own strata space. And once you divide it out, it's about 1,001 plus PSF. So 1,001 plus PSF, you're buying freehold status, you're getting a lot more space. You're sort of like buying your own building in a sense because the strata space belongs to you. The MCST fees here is about 1,000 a month. MCST will take care of all external facade for you. You just have to take care of the internal maintenance that you need to have. So let's head downstairs. We're going to bring you to the basement level. I'm sitting on like a, is this like a chest, treasure chest? I don't know what's inside. Let me just check it out. Oh wait, it's the store. This is store stuff. Okay, so you have, by right, this looks like an original kitchen. There's actually like a bathroom here. So now it's of course like utilized as storage space, but you can of course use it back. The sink is still there. There's like a area here, air well, that you can put in your washer cum dryer. Now this original layout is very different. Let's bring out the original floor plan. It used to be like a 4th bedroom at the basement. It can be basically like a study room as well. There's also a family zone. So our owners has actually hacked it down, but let's put in the 3D on how it will look like when you put it back. And then of course now it's being remodified. There's like a full-blown bathroom here. So very fantastic. This is like it has so many like functionality. So it's like once you park your cars, you come back in, you can just chill here. You can of course use that room as a storage for all your groceries. There's actually a level 5, is like basement number 2 downstairs. That is actually leading to your home shelter. So you can also use that as like your groceries storage zone. So all your dry goods, you come back from the supermarket, just pump everything there before you head upstairs. And you can just use this in the evening as well to host people, to do a little bit of a small party. Owners have designed like, you know, the tall fridge, the wine chiller, so you can wash like just like in the bar, right? And then this piece of entire stone is very unique because just have a look at the color tonality. There's like a huge portion of like dark, a little bit of like the dark kind of blue kind of tone as well. And I think like in terms of this entire basement, it's already fully done up. When our owners was renovating this place, when they first bought the home, the thought process was that really this home must have that modern mid-century kind of feel. It feels modern, lasting in terms of the tone, in terms of the color palette. It's something neutral, but at the same time there's character to it. Of course, once you come in, you can actually redo in terms of the paintwork. Color palette can change, and most importantly, I think the most distinct factor is that what kind of choices do you want to use for your furniture. There's a nice bookcase over here, long panel of TV console strip, and of course fitting in the 75-inch TV, and at the same time timber strip for the flooring. Let me just show you a little bit about the car park area. So you can park 2 cars over here very easily. Spacious space, is not tight in terms of the basement, and importantly, a lot of projects you can also apply to put in the EV charging. So if you drive an EV car, very easy, just install just right outside your private 2 parking lots, and that can be done. And of course, in terms of sound system, it's all like plug-in, cladded into the 4th ceiling already. So let's have a look at the storage zone at the bottom. Alright, let's talk a little bit about pricing. Now that you've seen the house, now the most important thing is that everything is about quantum play, because importantly, when you enter a property, the quantum matters the most. Of course, the PSF also matters. So of course, we have this first framework called trifecta triangle. Let's have a look. $5.18 million, 4,639 square feet of space. This is easily, you can configure it into like 4 to 5 bedrooms, including the basement. You have 5 different levels. On the other hand, this is a freehold status. And most importantly, you have a combination of that freehold versus 1,100 PSF entry price. Now, the entry PSF is extremely important as well. But for today's context, let's just talk about quantum. Because if you were to compare the 3 primary residential, and I'm talking about private residential. Firstly, when I look at the new launches, anything that I need a 4-bedder in this zone, is likely going to be $4 over million for some of the balanced new launches. So that gap towards this 5.18 is not that far apart. So this is a point of consideration. Not saying that those projects are not good, because those projects, of course, naturally, they have also their plus points in terms of location. You're staying in a bigger development with a lot of facilities. Of course, if you stay in a cluster house, you only have a pool over here and security and your own parking. But that depends on what your lifestyle needs, right? And of course, within this entire building that you sort of own the strata space as a strata cluster owner, you can also build in your own gym as well if you need to have a gym. Now, secondly, if you look at the pure landed spectrum, pure landed to get into like an inter-terrace, 1,007 square feet land space, $4.5 million. That's an entry level in D15, likely in the Opera Estate zone or maybe in the Juchet zone. You still need to sink in probably $1 million to renovate it. That's going to bring you to about $5.6 million. And probably that's going to take you a year to renovate your A&A. And then if you look at the brand new inter-terraces, they're all in the range of $6 million or onwards. That really depends on your own preference. Do you want a brand new inter-terrace? Or when you look at this strata house, 5.18, very comfortable quantum, because in future, if you want to set $6 million or $6 million, I think the quantum is very palatable. And most importantly, in terms of address, this is the strongest pivot over here, because you're owning something in the Mountbatten-Wilkinson-Meyer area. I think it's very unique. It's just very unlike a lot of strata house whereby it's all very cluttered or very closely knitted. This has a nice separation of space, and I think in terms of land size, because it's 33,000 square feet, that plays a major difference. So if you're hunting for something that's quantum play, I think Seven Crescent will be one of the top choice in this season for the year 2025 onwards. So get, of course, your appointment with us. The numbers are right down below. My name is Melvin Lim, PropertyLimBrothers. As always, happy to show the place. See you in the next round. Okay, let's clear the sets. Are you filming or? Okay. Okay, you can hide somewhere, basement or something, thanks. Or have your friends come over and chill out a little bit, sing karaoke with your kids, play PS5. Is it PS5 or PS4? Okay, and then of course, like, basically, is another half level. Okay, y'all go upstairs. Or can you go master room? Okay, thanks.